Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Mina Hughes, and I am a full-time faculty at the marketing department here at Woodbury University. This is my third year at Woodbury, and my educational background is my undergrad is in economics, and then I wanted to learn more about marketing. I was more interested in marketing, especially advertising. So I did my undergrad in my master's degree in marketing, communication, and advertising at Emerson College in Boston, Massachusetts. And then I came back to my country, which where I'm from. As I said, I'm Turkish, Turkey. I wanted to work in the advertising field. I wanted to be in advertising, like work in an advertising agency. And but things happened that I got a job at a university teaching. I got a job offer, and I liked it very much. And I liked the research side of it, and I liked the teaching side of it too. So it turns out that it was a job for me. And after a year, I decided I wanted to do a PhD. And I did. I got a very good scholarship from Denmark, from an institution in Denmark. And it was a very good department. It was a very good environment. They were doing exactly the type of research that I was interested in. So I went to Denmark and I did my PhD in Denmark in marketing and consumer research.
Oh, lovely. And then, why did you choose Woodbury University too?
Well, in this job market, you choose whatever you can get usually. But no, it's not the only thing. I mean, after a year, I didn't have to stay. It's what I like about Woodbury is it's small. It's you get a lot of exposure to the students. You get to know the students. The class sizes are small, especially on undergrad. You don't get more than 20 students. At the MBA, it's supposed to be 15. We get sometimes 20. So that really changes the teaching experience and also the learning experience a lot too. It's not like you go into this auditorium with 100 students and you just lecture. It's not my style. I really like in class interaction there. So, but I like the community. It's a small. Everybody knows each other. The teachers know the students know the teachers on first name basis. So I mean, it's really a very nice environment to work at, and it's also now the School of Business is getting accreditation. I don't know if you're aware of that, AACSB. It's the highest recognized in this nation for School of Business, and that's changing things a lot here. That's moving more towards a research institution as opposed to traditional being a teaching institution. So
that's very wonderful.
Yes.
And then I would like to ask about your class information. So what do you teach in Woodbury University?
Okay, well, I teach basically a lot of marketing courses. No, I shouldn't say all, but at the undergrad level, I have been teaching principles of marketing, even though my specialty is consumer behavior. It's just a scheduling issue. It depends who it has. We have other professors, obviously, so sometimes they get to teach and sometimes I do. At the MBA level, it's the two courses that I teach. There's prerequisite, which is the global marketing, and the core course, which is the marketing concepts and strategy.
And then the market concept and strategy is prerequisite?
No, the global marketing is.
Oh, global marketing.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like that would be the prerequisite, but it's not. It's the global marketing that's the prerequisite.
Okay. And then what kind of students attend your class?
At the MBA level, well, Woodbury is very interesting. At the MBA level, we have a lot of international students, and then the rest are local. So we don't really have, like, from the entire U.S., from the whole nation. We either have a lot of international students coming from Asia, and when I say Asia, I don't only mean like China or Korea. I had a lot of Korean students, but also India. I also had a lot of Indian students. Also Europe. Last semester I had two students from Germany and one from Norway. So and then on the other hand, the American students is very local. They'll be from like Glendale, like next neighborhood, or they'll just from California, from LA, not even California, just LA. So it's like kind of two contrasts.
Okay. And you said you're teaching marketing concepts and strategy. How level is that? Is it very specific or general level?
Well, let me tell you the difference between the prerequisite and the core course. At the prerequisite level, the assumption is that the students who come to MBA come from all sorts of backgrounds. I have students coming from physical therapy. They have never taken any business course in their lives. I have people coming from English literature, so they don't have any business background. So the prerequisite courses are designed to expose the students to the core principles of a topic. So the global marketing course, the way it's, and I'll explain to you why it's titled that way, is at that level, at the prerequisite level, I teach them the basic principles and theories of marketing. So there's a lot of terminology. I introduce them to the terminology, but with a global, from a global perspective. Okay, so it's kind of very easy at Woodbury because the majority of students have an international background, so they've already been exposed to another culture. So it's easy to do that, but we discuss a lot of intercultural marketing. We discuss a lot about cases that happened overseas, like Euro Disney in Paris. Whereas the core course, I assume they already know the terminology. I do not go over the basic terminology and theories, but we go more at the strategy level. And they have to prepare a marketing plan for an actual client. So at the moment that I'm teaching the marketing concepts and strategy, they are preparing a marketing plan for a nonprofit organization. So it's yes, so it's much more hands-on and practical, and they're actually applying the concepts in practice.
Okay. Then what do you expect to your student after complete your class?
To become versed in marketing, and I always tell them when they'll get a job, their boss is not going to ask them for a definition of what market segmentation is. Obviously, they're not going to be given quizzes about whether they know the terminology or not. They're going to be assumed that they know it, and people in business are going to be talking with that jargon. They're going to be saying the target markets, the market share, the market segmentation, the positioning, the branding. They're going to be throwing all these words at my students, and they're going to assume that they know what they're talking about. They understand what they're talking about. So what I expect them to do is have an understanding of the marketing, and also having done a project, have some practical experience, so that they are not lost, so that they have a grasp of the field. I do not expect them to be experts after 2 courses and 1 MBA. It's one thing that you learn as you do in the field. Okay, and marketing is a very applied field, and it changes constantly. So you're learning new things every day.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then when I study in Korea, the MBA courses usually the discussion course. You teach your classes discussion or just lecture?
Yes. So the way, let me explain to you how the courses work. There's 7 weeks and then 4 hours each session. So, and you are expected to accomplish a lot in those 28 hours. And the way that I design my syllabi and the way that I design my courses is that I never lecture 4 hours straight. Never. There's a bit of lecturing. I go over some of the topics because sometimes it could be confusing. I mean, there are obviously textbooks, but sometimes it's not good enough just to read it. And I go over some of the basic terminology or some of the core concepts, but then it's very much in-class discussion based. They have to present because in any job you have, in any business, you're going to have to present to an audience, small or large. So they have to have good oral communication skills. Another thing, good written skills and written communication. These are very writing intensive courses. Other things that I like to do, I bring in guest speakers from the field, from the business, people who are doing this, who are doing marketing. Last session, I had somebody from a brand manager from NBC Universal. So she told us how they executed the whole campaign, the marketing communication campaign for an upcoming TV series. And I also show a lot of videos. I do a lot of in-class exercises. As I said, for me, what is most important is that they apply the theory to practice.
And then what is difference between your class and other classes?
Well, I haven't been to other classes, so I cannot know. But it depends on the topic. If it's an accounting course, there's very little room for creativity. You're not going to probably bring a guest speaker to talk about. Well, you can. I guess you can. But it's. I think the topic kind of dictates what you can do. There are some topics that the concepts haven't changed for years, for maybe like the accounting and all that stuff. So that's where you're learning the basic tools on how to do that. Whereas in my field, it's different. It's changing a lot. So I don't know. I haven't really been to other teachers, other instructors' classes, so I cannot compare mine from the others. But I think the topic has also a lot to do with how you can teach a course.
Okay, I see. The last question.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendation for your future students?
Yes. I think they should come into MBA to graduate school with the right mentalities, knowing that it requires a lot of work, and especially the majority of the students are also working professionals. They work all day long and they come here at night, and they're tired, but that's what it takes.
Yes.
That's what it takes. If you want a degree, you have to work for it.
Yes.
The other thing is an MBA at the A level, at the graduate level, it should be about you. It should be about you wanting to learn something, not because you should not be getting a graduate degree for the sake of getting a degree. So, which means that you should not be worried about the grades, because no boss ever asks you about the grades, and nobody cares if you got straight A's from your courses if you do not demonstrate that you have certain skills. So what I emphasize in my classes is that it's not good enough to have this MBA, certificate, diploma, and have the knowledge, but you have to have certain skills like communication, time management, meeting deadlines, working in groups, with group members. So I just say come prepared and be willing to work hard.
Yes. Right. Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very
All
much.
right, you're welcome.